Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad. This is video number 92. Today I want to talk about a philosophical idea, and I've mentioned this in previous videos as well, the difference between collaborating or cooperating with others and competing with others. So it's come back up currently for many reasons, and I thought, well, let me go into a little bit more detail. In video 6 back in May of 2020, prior to COVID-19, I spoke a bit about competitions and cooperation. And then in video 67, which was about May of this year, I spoke about finding common ground with people, and then you can collaborate with them. Today, what's brought this to mind is the fact that at Agora Speakers International, they're talking about putting in an additional competition, and it's about community leadership. And I proposed to them, why not make it a showcase where people would be able to show their community leadership projects they've done, rather than say, oh, my project isn't good enough, I won't win. And people then could collaborate, discuss, and even give them some positive feedback. And I put in a proposal that rather than make it a competition, make it a showcase of their community leadership projects. And then I've recently been doing a course from University of Alberta on the Indigenous Canada or First Nations people and their view of Canadian history rather than our view from the people who came from Europe to start with, which were the settlers, as they call them, rather than the First Nations people. And that's been an eye-opener because they have a different approach to many things, including the land, which is, we've done a lot of bad things to the land, which was impacting the climate change, etc. And also their culture of how they collaborate with each other and do not. Competition is not really a major part of their culture. So that's happened recently. And another thing that came up was this week at a group we meet on Tuesday, a success circle. One of the members brought up a book that's just been published called The Dawn of Everything. And I looked at a review of this and said, I've got to read this book. It's about history and a different viewpoint about history. That we are very myopic. We have our view, but there's other people's view. And chapter 2 of this book, and I have only just bought it 2 days ago, and I started reading it last night. But chapter 2 is about the indigenous viewpoint of the people who came over, the French, the Dutch, the British, and how they thought these people were better than them. They do some silly things. So there was another idea about uh, the indigenous viewpoint. And last but not least, I've been looking at a TED Talk by a fellow by the name of Charles C. Mann. And his topic, or the title was, How Will We Survive When the Population Hits 10 billion? His point is that by the year 2050, the population will be nearing 10 billion, and the needs of us to supply what these 10 billion people require and want is going to be a big challenge. And there's two types of individuals or camps that are saying, well, here's the solution we've got to work on. And he calls one the wizards, which are the people who will say, oh, with technology, we will survive. With science and technology, we'll solve those problems. And the other are the prophets who say, oh, well, people will change. They won't use so much. They won't demand so many products. They will eat better, which will impact the climate, etc. And he said the challenge is these two groups, the prophets and the wizards, don't really agree. And what does he say at the end? The answer is they should join together and work together to solve the problem. They have to look at each other's viewpoints and accept a lot of what they are saying and join together. And guess what? Collaborate. So that is what I have in mind today in video number 52, that competition is not the best way for us to progress, but collaboration is what we should work on. So hopefully my grandchildren and future descendants agree with this old man that collaboration is the key to success. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter. Bye for now from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.